Facebook, you're right.
The broadcast is live.
Oh
Street
no.
Fighter's awesome, man.
Welcome to the Canada Guns Talk Show episode of the fuck is this 122?
Yeah.
We're your hosts.
Yo, they got rid of a bunch of them. It's not on YouTube anymore.
A bunch? Really?
Yeah, they're
Why
not
not?
there.
Why not?
They're not there.
Why'd you
What
delete
the
them?
fuck?
I didn't delete them. They're not there. I don't know. They're just not there.
So a bunch of the Canada Guns Talk Show history is gone.
What a fucking shame. Oh.
Nothing of value was lost.
Nothing. Not a single fucking thing. Oh god. Have you guys? Has it been 3 months?
Has it been 3 months?
I think so.
How do we get to 122 and just doing one of these every 3 months? Are you inflating the numbers?
No. We used
Does
to
the chart go like this?
Do
and
you
then,
remember?
And then like
we
that?
used to do this shit weekly.
Yeah.
Back when there were guns to talk about.
There's still guns to talk about.
Yeah, but they're fucking 308 Templars that will explode in your face.
Or $4,000 fucking shit from Switzerland that no one can afford.
Yeah.
Or 4,000 shit from the Czech Republic
that no one can afford.
Oh, that I'm sorry, I can't get it. That handguard is awful. It's just so dumb. Like,
oh yeah, that was converted off an 11-inch model, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
No, I don't Chris Costa like C-clamp way out there. So for me, I don't personally give a fuck. No, I don't.
You know, it's interesting you mentioned that because I was watching footage from basically all my 4 3-gun events, which basically makes me the same as Chris Costa. I don't.
You're pretty fast.
Shit.
You're pretty fast.
No, do not. Take that back, sir. Take that back. You take that back.
Right. This is for entertainment purposes only.
Yeah. No, the
Grover is not fast. It's mostly very slow.
I'm doing my best impression of like we had a name for it last year. It's like a sauntering gait.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just sauntering around.
Not in a hurry.
Mm-mm.
Very safe. Very sure-footed.
There's a gun in my hands. I don't want to run with a gun in my hands. This is dangerous.
Relatively.
It's been 3 months since we did this. 3 months worth of things have happened. But they can be summarized by shit's on fire, yo, and maybe no Trudeau soon? Question mark.
Oh, God.
I don't want to talk about politics. Talk about something other than politics.
Did you gun, Adriel? Because I'm gonna eat my fucking ham fries while I listen
I
to
gunned. I did some gunning. Did gunning. Yeah. Omar's asking what shotgun shells for 3-gun. 1 1/8 heavy stuff. Because
handicap loads, extra stank for a little more.
Yeah. So you want like 1200 FPS, 1 1/8, or if you can get the fancy stuff. Also, like, I guess that's what I've got right here. Score rapid fire. This is 1 1/8 load, and it is 1,300 feet per second. So
but what's the dram weight equivalent on it?
It is not listed. But you don't need the dram weight if you have the feet and the charge, like the load weight and
we
the
used to get people asking about this all the time, like, oh, my whatever semi doesn't cycle these light target loads. And I'd say, don't look at what the lead weighs in it. The weight of the lead is irrelevant. Look at the dram weight equivalent, because that's how much powder is in it, and you want one with a higher dram weight.
Yeah, but if you know the load, like the weight of the shot, and you know the velocity, you should be able to tell.
Yeah, but I mean, when you got fucking like Joe coming in from fucking Vaughn, and he's looking for something to run through his whatever the fuck Benelli, you're just like, you're not going to sit there and tell him to do math.
1 1/8. 1 1/8 is what you need. Handicap loads.
No, because the thing is, we had some that were 1 1/8, but they were still powder charge on them was like I don't know, like 1 7/8 dram or something like that, it still wouldn't cycle a
Yeah.
semi. So I tell people, get the one that says it's 2 2/4 dram weight here, because that's going to have more powder in it, and that's what'll go and cycle your semi.
If you can get a shotgun box that will list that, because neither of the ones I'm
Most of
looking
the
at right
bulk
now
we had
have it.
from when we had bulk from Challenger, they listed. They did at the time at least. A lot of the Challenger target load would have dram weight on it.
Check this stanky stuff out. 1 1/4 ounce, 1260 FPS. Number 8. Heavy load. And Omar, the reason why you want like a heavy load with 3-gun, you're knocking down steel or you're spinning spinners. You need to put all the lead you can on target. So don't go light. Don't go with like a light target load. Go with the heaviest possible. That's still cheap. Like 3-gun's still supposed to be a cheap sport. Don't use like
Says the guy
double
shooting
A
3.
fucking-
Says the guy sitting 223. Mister, I'm shooting 75 cents every time I pull the trigger.
Oh, I'm reloading now. I'm reloading for 223. I couldn't afford it.
Are you?
Also saying 3-gun's supposed to be cheap as you run a $4,000 check fucking gun.
It's not mine. It's not mine. I gotta mail it back. So
Wait,
you know.
wait, I thought you bought it.
No.
So disappointing.
Crover, you know how cheap I am, right? You know that a $3,700
You are
rifle.
exceptionally cheap. Exceptionally. You make your own wine, dog.
I bought shit to make beer like 3 months ago and haven't bothered. That shit's probably gone horribly stale by now.
Making beer is like a waste. If I'm like this, I make this for $1.80. Buy from Costco. Anywho, let's talk about guns. I shot a 3-gun match. I don't think I talked about the Battle of Alberta last time, right?
It's been 3 months, dog.
No, that would have been in June. So Battle of Alberta was our big 3-gun match here in Alberta. Good match, hot, really hot. Went well. I won. Got a trophy over there. I won a set of binos. Yeah,
nice.
Our prize committee got a pile of stuff. So a lot of people took away things that were worth even more than their ticket. Like this is a $700 set of binos.
Nice.
That I won. And like even 10 people in, people were still bringing like $500 guns off the table. Like 10 people in. We do random draw, and they were still pulling like big prizes off, even in the middle of it. So
nice.
It was pretty good. I've been testing some stuff recently, so I've been testing that rifle. It's good. That's long story short. It's good. This is a really good rifle. The trigger press on it's fantastic. I don't know what they did to gas this thing, whether they went like with a custom size gas port on the barrel.
It has to be.
It has to be. It doesn't rock the shells out. The shells go like a meter, 2 meters kind of a thing to the side. Perfect. So that's odd. That's not what I was expecting. And it makes this thing such a soft shooter because it's not overgassed. The trigger press on it is delightful. Better if you put the safety off. And 3 pounds, 3-pound trigger, 3 pounds flat from a factory rifle.
Wow.
Yeah, so you can really shoot this thing.
You gotta be able to hit those Russians.
Now the only thing is when you look at the non-restricted version of it, it's like when you take the barrel shroud off a BRS 99. That thing is
it's barrel for days.
I mean, honestly, I think at that point I'd rather just get the like 13.5-inch version with possibly the slightly longer handguard and just keep it restricted.
Yeah, or the 11 and have a real boomer of a gun.
I know a guy that's running that exact same gun, but 11-inch, a 3-gun, and it's such a handy little fuck, man. So tiny.
Yeah, controls on it are fantastic. Safety is exactly where you want it to be on both sides. The bolt hold open. You can either use the ping pong paddle on the side there, or you can use inside the trigger guard and get DQ'd from your event. It makes the bad lever look safe.
Didn't they do that because they were trying to sell those to the Germans for replacing the G36, and the G36 got that stupid thing in the trigger guard?
I don't know. I don't
I mean,
follow
they
European
they are
politics here.
they are Eurocucks, so probably
They are, because I think I heard that it's like they made it have all the controls of everything, so that no matter who they sell it to, they can be like, "Look, we have your controls on the gun. You don't have to retrain everyone."
I don't know. It's it. Like the controls are good. I wouldn't
No.
use the inside the trigger guard stuff. But the
Since-
mag release is ambi. It's all good.
Since you're gonna have to send that back, I'm gonna pause you for a second before and pick your brain. If you didn't have to send it back, would you get the longer handguard? Would you get the AR lower?
Okay. If I didn't have a gamer rifle already, I would keep it and I wouldn't get the longer handguard. I'd leave it as is.
Really?
Because in 3-gun, I am ramming a barrel through ports like your VTAC or anything like that. So having like a skinny barrel with no like handguard that goes all the way to the barrel is a good thing. If you run a really long handguard all the way out and it's like flush with the end of the barrel, it's actually a bad thing trying to get it into places. And like, yeah, resting your barrel on a barricade is not a great idea for long range precision, but who gives a fuck?
But at that point, like, you don't necessarily need to get the one that's all the way to the end. But if that's the 11.5-inch barrel model, would you get the 13 inches handguard or maybe the 16 inches handguard?
I would want a barrel with at least 14.5 inches just for velocity, because sometimes we shoot out to 300 and shooting an 11-inch barrel, I'm going to be losing like a ton of velocity.
I don't mean changing the barrel. I mean just getting the handguard that comes with the models that have a longer barrel.
I mean, if you can, if they're available. Like, yeah, if you can get a longer handguard for no money, sure. But like what's the HIB or HBI handguard?
HBI.
They're like $400. They're not cheap handguards. And it's not even anything special. So I don't think I would do that. Your other alternative is just wait. Maybe Russia or Ukraine will like give up at some point, and that war will be over, and CZ can get back to like making these rifles, and maybe they'll make a batch for us that'll have like the right that if that happens, the cost will be way lower. It'll be like $700 cheaper.
Oh yeah, because you won't have to have a proprietary barrel that's going on the thing, and they're taking just whatever the fuck they get in and sticking a non-restricted barrel in it. So I can imagine there's probably some models
the factory CZ rifles also had a better handguard, right? I think you you shared a picture on the Discord of one, right?
Yeah, they'll everything will be better and it'll be cheaper. So
yeah,
but that might not be happening for a couple of years. So, who knows?
Who knows? Hopefully Putin falls off a fucking window. Anyways.
Yeah. Trying to think about it. I've been doing a bunch of maple seeds, doing those all across Alberta. Got approved to do the whole PAL instructor thing. So I'm going to go do my PAL instructor course in October.
Oh shit. Nice. You get to have calls like, "Hey, do I need to take my PAL course? I had a PAL 16 years ago."
No. I had an FAC in the 80s, and
then you get to deal with this. Hey, my brother-in-law just passed away, and he left me a bunch of guns. There's some handguns in there. What do I do about that?
Sell them to America.
Sell them to a business. Can you buy them, Crover, as a business? No, you can't.
No. I don't have a. I'm incorporated, but I'm not a firearms business.
He tried that
Gotcha.
already.
Yeah.
No, I haven't done it. I just haven't done it.
Have to be an FBL. Yeah.
Because they have to. You have to ask. They can tell you no, and just that's the end of that. Or you can ask, and they say, "Sure, we'll come look at your shit." So they'll inspect your storage, say if it's up to their standard, and then you waive your right to search and seizure. So
yes, I didn't mean try as in become a business. I meant try as in try to get the handgun. And
I tried, but we can bitch about that later. What else did you do, Adrian? Oh yeah, so you didn't answer about the AR lower.
Huh?
Would you AR lower that?
How do you AR lower that?
It's like complete. It's basically an AR-15 lower. So like the AR-15 trigger, AR-15 safety, AR-15 magwell, AR-15 mag release, AR-15 grip.
No,
I don't see the point. From what Adriel described,
the trigger's too good.
Got an AR mag release. It's got a good trigger. It takes AR mags already. What's the point?
Yeah,
but it's got a gamer wagwell. It's got the big The gaping magwell.
It doesn't, but that doesn't matter for the kinds of competition we have here in Canada. It's good enough. And if the trigger wasn't good, then maybe I'd look at doing something like that. But
yeah, I don't think you need a magwell that's as wide as the Night Walkers in Lethbridge.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was good. And then Cabela's came out with this Covenant AR.
Oh yeah, that thing.
Okay,
It's so cheap.
how much is that?
Is
It's
it
$219. It includes the optics mount for $219. Like it, I remember buying an AR, like a Bushnell AR optic, the scope 1:4, not nearly as nice as this, and a 1:4. Didn't have a throw lever or anything like that. Didn't have an illumination of like as a center dot. And the mount I had to pay $120 for. I got a burst pepper mount for it. This is all the whole thing for $219. Yeah, I mean the optics aren't good, and the illumination in it is not daytime bright. Like you turn it on like at max, and it looks great right now in this room, but out at the range, the dot is
non-existent.
And like the reticle, it's mostly like two guys coming in like that, and it's got like some drop stuff underneath that you're never gonna fucking use because it's too small and too far away. I think
first focal plane or second focal plane. I mentioned second.
Second is $219, right? I would rather have like duplex coming in from the top just to give me something to look at, because it's just those two coming in from the side. When you're shooting 3-gun and your like head isn't quite on the rifle, they're kind of hard to see. And
that price though.
But that price, $219. If I was just starting out and I wanted an optic for 3-gun, boom.
When I saw that, I was like, fuck, I'm spending too much money on other shit, but I'd buy that for my Type 81 if I wasn't.
So, wait, the 1X, how close to 1X is it? Is it like, it's obviously it's not a true 1X, but like can you look through it and will you like have a seizure or not?
Not. Like I'm focusing right now through my left eye on that target. Wonder what happens when I use my non-dominant eye. No, I'm just looking at the thing. Okay. They're not exact, but it's close enough that I don't know.
Yeah, like getting to true 1X costs a lot more.
Yeah, and the throw levers nice and quick. And from the factory. So I mounted this to that rifle, and I took it to the match without sighting it in, and I took it to the long range. I put it on the 100. I banged off some shots at a rock. I like a piece of dirt on the berm. I cranked it up 3 inches, and it was on, and that was it. So I like from the factory, they're zeroed pretty well for this rail. I don't know if they do that on purpose, but it was confidence inspiring that it just worked. It was just.
At that point, you're basically just paying for the mount plus a free optic.
I would say like a $50 mount and a $150 optic.
Okay.
Because the mount is like, there's been some cheap Chinese ones that have come out since, and that's what this feels like. I have a couple of those cheap Chinese ones over here. Okay. The burst pepper is no longer like a good optics mount for $120. It's just not competitive anymore. But damn, like for an optics mount for your AR height, rail kind of a thing, damn good price.
Nice.
If you're gonna buy one, go to slamfireradio.com and then click on the thing on the side and then buy it through there, and I get a kickback. $5.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I won't buy you a beer next time.
Like and subscribe.
I won't buy you a beer next time, but I'll give you a glass of homemade wine.
I opened your bottle of wine that you gave me, and I didn't drink it.
That's a better batch than this one I've got right now. You've got a good batch. Yeah, I don't know. Been doing lots of shooting 3-gun. I did some like Thursday night fun shoots at Sherwood Park. Those were good, and they do like a variety, like steel challenge and that kind of thing.
I was just gonna ask you about that.
Yeah, steel challenge and like run and gun stuff and whatnot. And then in terms of
They're out of stock on that scope,
are they?
and it's gone up to $319.
Yeah, but you know they're going to do a Wild Wednesday, and it's going to be $219 again. So you just have to wait for the Wednesday that they go on sale and buy them then.
But they're out of stock online, out of stock in my local Cabela's.
They'll get more.
Do they have them in Alberta so that I can rub it in your face, even though I'm never going to buy it?
Nope, not in Calgary at least.
What about Edmonton?
Limited stock in Edmonton North and South.
That means they got them.
Oh no, out of stock in Edmonton South, but limited stock in Edmonton North.
I'm not going that far for you.
How the fuck are there two Cabela's in Edmonton? I never got
I know.
Because if you are anywhere north of here, this is the last point of civilization. Like Yellowknife, sounds like it's a capital city, right? It's 20,000 people. There's no one there. They can't have a Cabela's or any of that kind of stuff.
Right now, there is literally no one.
And they are on fire, or soon to be.
Yeah, so a lot of them have been like driving down to Edmonton and that kind of thing. And I noticed a lot of plates in my local Cabela's because I was in Cabela's over the weekend. There's a lot of plates from the Northwest Territories, people who were
that may
driving
just be
down
because refugees, but
And what else are you gonna do? Like you can't go home. Let's go to Cabela's. Let's like stock up because now they're like, let's go to Costco and drop like $3,000 on stuff and go to Cabela's and like see what kind of cool stuff they got.
It's like a holiday.
That's why we have two. That's why we have two, because we're servicing all of Northern Canada. Goes through Edmonton basically to buy all their stuff. It's the fastest place to get to. What else? There was another thing I wanted to mention.
Slamfire related, hunting related.
Oh no, schedule related. This weekend, my brother's having his birthday party along with my nephew. The weekend after that, I'm going to do some hunting. And then every weekend after that, I'm doing something gun related until November.
Fucking hell.
Not even like one thing. Most of them are double, like the whole weekend. So September 9th and 10th, I'll be at Sherwood Park doing a doubleheader at Maple Seed. September 16th and maybe 17th, Fort Mac. So the big drive up to Fort McMurray, unless they burn too, then I won't go. Weekend after that, again, Kananaskis. I'm doing a doubleheader there, all sold out. Going to do that one. Weekend after that, Chaz, Tabor. Weekend after that, team match in Peace River. I'm going to do a 3-gun match. And the weekend after that, Pal Instructor course. That takes us to November. And then hunting season right after that.
I wonder if they need help at that course for extra hands, because that's what happened last time. Every time they ran a course here in Calgary, they just need more instructors to help test, because that's the part that takes the longest. And that's also a good networking opportunity. I picked up an instructor there when I gave them my, hey, if you ever want to, I do shitloads of classes. So.
And when I go, would it, like a small carry piece or like a large, like shotgun down the pant leg? Like what would impress the other instructors the most?
1911 if it's an over 50 crowd.
Oh, of course. I wasn't even thinking about that. Of course, that's the right answer. I got one with a red dot.
No.
Not the
They
Norinco.
will cut your balls off and shove them up your ass.
But my only other 1911 is a 22. That's not going to work.
That's okay, because 22
what about a Ruger
bounces
Wrangler?
Around the skull and like mushes the brains.
Crover, they'll try and cut his balls off, but they won't be able to move their walkers fast enough.
Nah, it's going to be a good time. So I'm looking forward to it. It's
I wonder if Bob's going to be there. If the president of Bahia is there, that's going to be quite the course.
I believe that this is in Edmonton, eh?
No, I know, but they go up there. I know the guys from Calgary have to go to Edmonton to do shit all the time.
Cool. Yeah. Anyways, that's what's going on with me. What about you, Crazy?
Most of my money has been going into my motorcycle and preparing for a trip on my motorcycle.
Money pit.
Oh yeah. I have learned very well that there is no such thing as a cheap motorcycle on Kijiji. Oh god, I spit on my keyboard somewhere.
Told you that, man.
But yeah. This $750 motorcycle is now probably a $5,000 motorcycle.
Oh no! Oh.
effectively, I got it. I'm like, it runs. How bad could it be? I found out it was basically a running parts bike, more or less.
But then you
And
just use used parts on it, right? When you fix it.
I had to buy parts to put on it. The gas tank had rusted through on the fucking thing.
Mm-hmm.
It needed fuckloads to get safetied, and then I had to go and spend money getting the carburetors cleaned because I just Ontario requires the bike gets
sounds
safetied.
like some commie talk there.
Every time
It's
vehicle
a motorbike.
transfers ownership,
Nothing's safe
it needs
on
to
it.
get safetied. So they had to do that. They had to replace the fuel pump. They had to replace a throttle return cable. I had to go get the carbs cleaned because I was not about to deal with 4 fucking carburetors myself. I sent that to a shop. I paid them $500, and I'm like, "No, fuck this."
Oh my god! Oh,
you deal with these carburetors. I am not dealing with 4 fucking carburetors.
Learn, like,
no. If it had been like maybe 2, and I didn't have to take the radiator off to get the radiator and gas tank off to get them out, I would have considered it. But on this fucking bike, you got to take the gas tank off and the radiator off, and I'm like, no, not doing that.
At the end of the season, don't forget to put the fuel stabilizer.
Oh yeah, this time definitely. I mean, the bike was fucking, the carbs were rusty and shitty, and it probably wasn't just me not getting it running enough to put fuel stabilizer in it last season that got the carbs fucked. They were probably fucked from the beginning, but. Yeah, not gonna forget that this time. I'm gonna make sure about that. But yeah, because in a couple weeks here, I'm gonna be riding that thing down to New Orleans and back again.
I mean, that's what you think you're gonna do.
That's the plan.
That's what you
the
think
hope.
is gonna happen.
That's the hope. I mean, the only things that can go wrong at this point are a fuel line breaking. So I'm just gonna bring fuel line, do a roadside repair of swapping fuel line out.
How old's your fuel line?
I am in awe of your own of optimism.
There's 2 stretches of fuel line on this thing that I don't know the age of, and they're just too much of a pain in the ass for me to want to replace them proactively. So I'm going to wait until I have to, and then deal with them.
But if you replace them proactively, the bike won't start on fire.
Yeah. I'd say I have insurance, but actually, when I called insurance, they're like, "Your bike's not worth enough to insure for fire."
No, your liability on that thing. You're not going to have comprehensive on a $750 bike.
I don't have fuck all on this bike.
Your bike is not a real vehicle, anyway.
Hold on. Let me see if I can find.
It sounds like a fun trip, though. New Orleans is going to be a blast.
Yeah, and then for coming back, I'm doing 2 rather famous stretches of road. I'm doing the Tail of the Dragon in Tennessee, and
you're gonna fucking die.
No, that's a nice road.
And I'm doing the Blue Ridge Parkway as well, the whole distance from North Carolina all up Virginia.
What's the longest stretch you've taken on that bike so far?
To work, for like 50 kilometers.
So take it for a 3-hour or 4-hour drive and see what it does to your back and your butt, because you might, like, before your trip, because you might find that maybe it's comfortable and you're fine, maybe not. Some bikes are good. Some of those old bikes are like, they have a nice like sitting up stance.
So I mean, I've been on it for an hour because Toronto's an hour from Toronto. I have been on it for an hour, and with a fairly heavy backpack on it, it's fine. I'm expecting to be like, the bike only gets 160 kilometers before the low fuel light comes on for real, because the low fuel light comes on when the bike gets too hot. But the low fuel light comes on about for real after 160 kilometers. So I'm going to be stopping, I expect, fairly frequently anyways to fuel the thing up. Yeah. And that'll give me a chance to get off, walk around and get my ass, functioning again. But let me see.
Camping, or are you like staying in?
No. Fuck that. I'm not gonna camp when I'm on a bike. Fuck that. No, I booked hotels.
Pussy.
I don't, call me whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. I have enough of my fucking. I've spent enough time camping when I was in the Boy Scouts that I
take a big chain or something like that to secure it. Make sure it's a big fuck off chain so no one looks at it and wants to steal it.
Yeah, I've got a cover. I've got a U-lock that goes through the front wheel, and then I loop it around the frame as well. But to share,
Home Depot's got chain. You can get big ugly chain, put a big ugly lock on it, and people will be like, "Eh."
So
That looks hard.
are you able to see my screen?
Not yet.
I can add it to the stream.
There we go. So that's the last thing I added onto the bike is those Princess Auto
Beautiful.
bright orange ammo boxes.
Nice.
And the thing is, they're secured on the bike in here. Like you can see this little bracket here that comes down from there. There used to be reflectors on the side there, and the holes are very close together. So I got one bracket like that supporting the bottom, and then the other one's screwed in. The problem is over here had like no support. So you could push on it and the thing would wobble like fuck. You can't really see it here, but the way we fixed that, me and my buddy, we went to Home Depot. We bought some drawer handles that have that are fairly wide there and a Velcro strap. And what we did is we drilled door handles into each of them and put the Velcro strap across the back seat here. So that way the back seat will take some of the weight when it's pushed off to the side. This thing looks fucking ridiculous. You can see this light here got all kinds of fucked up with the thing supporting it, and it fucking cracked. And so to get it to not fall apart there, underneath all that tape is a pencil that I snapped in half and taped there for some extra support.
I love it.
The
I
gas
didn't know you're a
tank-
fabricator.
The gas tank is blue. The side panels are red because it was originally a red bike, and then the red gas tank leaked through the back of it. But yeah, I've got the motorcycle, the phone mount there. I also realized these two mirrors are both a left side mirror, and this one's just mounted like upside down here to make it work on the right side of the bike. And that was not me; it came like that. So this thing is more or less. Let me
Good rubber.
Yeah, stop trying. Those are brand new tires on it. Let me see if I got a good thing of the side of it here that I'm fine with sharing that doesn't show too much of.
Have you gone to the range with it yet?
No.
You got to put the rifle scabbard. You got to like have the leather rifle scabbard and a lever action in there right on the side. Like it's your stallion, your horse.
Yeah, I'm trying to see.
Or you could just mount an FG42 to the front, you know.
I'm trying to see if I got a good picture of it that does not, because this was just taken in my fucking
parking lot.
Yeah.
Money pitted it properly. That's a Magna, right?
Oh yeah, it's Magna 750, 84.
Has to work on.
Oh yeah. We had to replace the lower gas tank because there's two gas tanks in these things. To replace the lower gas tank, we had to take the whole fucking thing apart. Here, where's the screen 2 again? Here, whatever. I'll just show this one. I got the screen sharing again here. So you can see the side profile of the bike there. Got the red side covers.
It's two-tone.
It'll look bad. Well, the yellow looks very bad on the back.
Yeah, that was
the red and blue
looks like shit. The seats are half held together with duct tape at this point. This actually has a bunch of like pock marks on it. You can kind of see there from it was a new old stock tank when I got it, but it had been sitting in some guy's shed for 40 years. So it still had like preservative grease on the inside, but the outside had been dinged up a couple places. So I took some Tremclad and just spritzed the little parts of it that had been exposed over the years. Tremcladded the frame and anywhere that it had rusted on it. You know, you can see here where
it's a labor of love and a sunk cost fallacy.
But yeah, in order to get the lower, because there's a lower gas tank over like here, like behind this. To get this off, me and my buddy had to take the whole fucking back end of this bike apart, and that fucking sucked. that was miserable. And whenever I see a thing, it's like to mount these would have been easier if we had this like whole bar assembly back here all comes off. It would have been so much easier to mount it that way. I was not about to fucking disassemble the ass end of this bike again to get that the fuck off. No, we did it with it on there to just get these panniers on here, and they look stupid as fuck, and that was the intention. Yeah, you can see the Velcro strap there that goes across there, mounted to the. You can't really see the handles because we mounted them pretty low, and you can see that I've taped the handle down on these. But
I think that's pretty based.
shit, stop sharing.
Very
You
good.
don't want anybody to see your anime waifu pics, right?
No, I don't want it. Yeah. Ooh, nice. But yeah, for gun stuff, I mean, about the only gun stuff I did, I finally got full membership at the range I recently joined because they had this stupid do bunch of probationary shoots, and I did the probationary shoots and sent the thing into the membership director and just waited. Finally got the thing back. Hey, you're a full member now, and the only difference is I can bring guests, but there still needs to be an RSO there. But I'm gonna just have to wait until they run an RSO course and try and take it, and see what see what goes and happens with that. But hey, at least I've got full membership there now. And then I went shooting
Comment is
yesterday.
too Ontario for me to understand.
Yeah. And I went shooting yesterday with a buddy of mine who's been in Iran for 7 years. And I actually bought his
By
season
choice?
Is
shadow.
he training or
No,
Is
he's
that
from
by
there.
choice?
Yes, actually, I'd surprisingly by choice. He's from there. But I actually bought his CZ Shadow when he
Oh,
moved.
I remember that guy.
So we went shooting. I'm like, hey, you haven't shot this in 7 years. He knew exactly how long it's been since he shot that Shadow. You can tell he really misses that thing. But yeah, so we went out shooting yesterday. And that was fun. That's basically the only gun stuff I've done because, like I said, this bike's been all my money's been sunk into this, and hotels all the way down and back from fucking New Orleans. If it weren't for all this, I'd have had so much more money to spend on guns. Next year is definitely going to be more guns. I'm going to finish at least one of my Glocks. I don't know which
All
one.
right, you have to finish your 17 or your 22 or your.
Yeah,
20.
I got the 21.
It's a 21. Yeah.
It's a 20 because it's 45 or 10 mil. I bought 45 mag, so I'm going to do it in 45 first, and then I've got the what the fuck is their name? The one that Biden hates. Polymer 80. That's one.
Yeah, the
yeah. So I got the Polymer 80 frame for the G17 effectively. So I got to build that at some point. I'm gonna I want to build that in both 9 mil and in 40. So I gotta do that at some point.
Why don't you just build it 9 mil and go take some shooting courses and just kick some ass with it? Go do some
I'm gonna
90
do
PA.
that too, but I also want to get a 40 upper for it because why not?
Because 40 is stupid. That's why.
Yes, it is.
But
I don't care.
that would give you an excuse to buy the ETS 40 max and actually have fun with 13 rounds of 9 mil.
You could do that without the 40 cal.
I mean, I still want to get I also got given some 40 cal ammo, so I got to build a gun to shoot it.
You could. No, actually, no. It will shoot out of your 10 mil Glock if you just buy 10 mil barrel.
Yeah, but
I've tried it in my 10 mil Ruger. It was fine.
I'm not gonna shoot 40 short and weak out of glorious based 1 centimeter.
It was surprisingly mild because man, even factory 10 mil. It's just kind of a lot. It's a 180 range bullet going pretty fast. Not original 10 mil loadings, mind you, like FBI loads, but whatever.
But yeah, I mean that's what I'm gonna have to do next year is build out at least one of the Glocks, if not both of them. Debate getting some flavor of M forgery shotgun. I don't think I'm gonna get an actual Benelli.
Honestly. I would highly advise against that because nowadays we have what the hell is it? The 1301, the Benelli,
the 1301. Yeah. I've heard good things about that. I don't know. I still like the aesthetic of the M4. I just don't like the $2,500-ish price tag. Either that or some flavor of 308
it's
at
so
some point.
good.
The Benelli M4.
No.
The 1301.
1301.
The 1301.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard a lot of good things about the 1301, but whatever.
My friend is running one for 3-gun, and everybody's like, "That's a slick gun." It's like,
yeah,
slick.
Either that, or I gotta find another 223 semi.
Depending on. I'll sell you my links, and then you're happy. They're done. Spot my
Lynx.
Lynx.
Which one's
180.
that?
Lynx
No,
The
180.
Lynx
Air
180 with the
platform.
rifle link piston.
Mm,
It's got a tunable gas block.
yeah, but it's a Canadian-made AR-180, and so it's a
Works.
Canadian-made AR-180.
I have one complaint, and I've been. And I'm. Oh, are you done with guns, by the way?
Yeah, I haven't done a whole lot else other than that. It's been gym. So I've decided I don't want to be fat and lazy anymore. So I'm gonna try and just be lazy.
There you go. Smart. Um, there's been 3-gun. There's been 3-gun twice so far this summer. So far, ran the PCC Charger, the Shadow. Those two were fine. The only issue that I came up with was the Versamax was starting to give me failures to feed. And I could not diagnose it. I thought it was the back tube spring, so I switched to a shorter spring because I thought there was too much spring in the tube. So when the shell was being pushed out, it was like 3/4 of the way outside of the tube, and maybe there was just too much pressure on that first couple of rounds because the spring was so tight. So I went to a shorter spring, and then I was getting that exact same issue, but on the last couple of shells, not on the first one, because there wasn't enough spring tension to push the shell out quickly enough. And then I cleaned it, and it all went away. That would have been nice to do before the last match because I was actually diagnosing the problem in the middle of the match. I put in an extra long spring, and I was lopping off lengths of coils of spring between stages until it started to run correctly, and then I just cleaned it, and then it ran. So that was fun. Matches have been going well, as Adriel pointed out earlier. I do not go fast because I don't want to.
You win, get first overall, even to not going fast.
No. I refuse to. On my very first match, my buddy threw his Glock onto the ground, and so I'm like, yeah, I'm not going fast. That's still talked about to this day. He for some reason he refuses to just put the gun down. He always clears it because that used to be the rule that he learned when he first got started with 3-gun. So he always drops the mag, racks the slide, puts it in the box. So he did that like super fast and like threw it in the box, and it bounced out of the box.
And DQ'd.
Yeah.
That's been going well. I am mulling over whether or not I want to run the PCC for the last match in September, or if I will try one of my 223 rifles. I have 3. I have ran the RDB successfully in 3-gun before, but I kind of want to run a traditional pattern gun, not a bullpup. I have the J180 and the Lynx 180, and I was set on selling the Lynx 180, but no one bought it, so I just put all the parts back in it and put an optic on it, and I'm going to zero it and see if it runs again. Because last time I shot it, it started failure to eject, I think it was, or pick up a new. No, I think it was failure to pick up a new round. So I had to fiddle with the gas system. I had to open it up a little. I think it was just getting dirty. But the J180, I put on a adjustable gas block on it, and oh my god, that gun is soft shooting now. It was so soft shooting, I actually felt the difference between 223 and 5.56 ammunition, because I was running PMC 223 55 grain bulk ammo, and years ago I bought some XM 193 5.56 federal ammunition, and I don't know what the fuck it is, but that shit feels like a 30 caliber rifle now compared to that 223 gas setting TMC ammo with the J180. It was almost jarring how much more recoil the 5.56 was spitting out on the J180. Or I could just forgo everything and keep running my PCC.
PCC's cheap, but Don't you want to be shooting a real rifle?
Everybody finds it so cute. Because it fits in my pistol box. I take the barrel off and I fold the stock and I stick it in the pistol box with the pistols. So I only have one case. And then the other thing that I've been doing has been Steel Challenge. I decided to do it. A friend of mine has been hounding me. The same guy that got me into 3-gun has been hounding me about Steel Challenge now for like 3 or 4 years. And so I went to CDTSA's Thursday night Steel Challenge. I brought back a gun from the dead to get it into that Steel Challenge. For work, I bought a Ruger Mark 1, not a Mark 2, not a Mark 3, not a Mark 4, but a Ruger Mark 1. That's the original 22 long rifle semi-auto pistol that Ruger offered. It's got a bull barrel and target sights on it. And I had never shot that gun. I pulled the firing pin out of it when I first bought it and used it for work, for class, with the art pals. And I was kind of curious about it, so I went and I bought another mag because I found out there are 2 generations of Ruger Mark 1. And one of them uses a magazine where the follower assist stud is on one side, and then subsequent ones have the stud on the opposite side, and they're the same magazines used in Mark 2s and Mark 3s. And I didn't know what I had, so I pulled the panel off of the grip, and there's an A300 stamped on the frame. That means it's a Gen 2 Mark 1. So I just went and I bought some Mark 2 magazines because Cabela's has them. Actually, no, Canadian Tire had them. So I bought one of Canadian Tire. And I tried it, and wouldn't you know it, it is an entirely pleasant gun to shoot. And so I brought that to Steel Challenge. I brought the Smith & Wesson Model 41 with this super long barrel, and I brought the PCC. I didn't shoot all 3 on the one time. I was just still trying to decide which one I wanted to use for Steel Challenge. And I love it. That Steel Challenge is just, it's a course of fire. You just game it as fast as possible. That's it. It's like, it's 5 targets. So far I've seen 5 targets only. I don't know if there's anything else out there, because I think this, correct me if I'm wrong, Adriel, I think the stages are pre-designed.
They're all standardized. Steel Challenge is all standardized. They use a certain set of targets, and you just rearrange the targets according to this pre-designed 11 stages, I believe, total.
Yeah. So it's
most of the
kind
time
of
you don't
neat.
shoot all 11 though.
Yeah. It's kind of neat. I've never done this kind of thing before, so it's really odd that you, at least in my range, or maybe this is all Steel Challenge, you have to come up to the firing position with the gun cased, unless it's a pistol that's holstered, and then you have to put it on the table, ready it for fire, and you shoot 5 strings twice per gun. So if you bring 2 guns, you shoot literally the same stage 20 times, 5 times with each gun twice, if that makes any sense. And it's just too much fun. It's insane. It's just ready, beep, bam, 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 bam. Because the first 4 shots go to regular targets, but the last shot has to go to a stop plate. If you shoot that last plate and you missed, you get a missed target penalty. So your incentive is to go fast, but not that fast that you miss something and you get ahead of yourself and you shoot that stop plate before you go back and make up your shot. And what I found so interesting about it is, unlike 3-gun, which is kind of like about the stage, it's kind of like, how am I gonna game things, right? This is just shooting. It is just like, here are your targets, here's your gun, shoot those targets as fast as you can. There is no funny business with rocking horses and obstacles and barricades and shit. Seeing progress is a lot easier. Like, between my first ever string and the last 20th string that I did that day, like, I saw progress. Going from one gun to the other, obviously pistols have the advantage of being like kind of compact and easy to swing around. But the rifle, I actually managed to squeak out a number one position. There was only like 3 other people shooting PCC that day, but I was the first one last match that I went to. And my buddy says like, "Wow, did the guy below you like shoot bad? Because he usually places first." And I was like, "I don't know. I left before he did his strings." And I ran my charger and just being at the low ready, beep, bam, 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 and just done. And you feel like you're gaming super fucking hard because they have the shot timer around. They read you your shot time, your stage time right there, and you know how you're doing right there. And then you can look at the sheet and see if you did good or if you did bad. And for reference, like most people are finishing under 10 seconds. The good ones are finishing under 5. And there's one guy who keeps winning Steel Challenge Nationals. He does his fucking stages in like 2.2, 2.3.
Damn.
Just, it's a fucking machine. Like watching him go, it's ridiculous. It's like beep, like he doesn't even like hesitate. It's just beep, bap, 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 just done. You're like, what the fuck just happened? So I'm a big fan of Steel Challenge now. Such a fan that I actually bought an extra barrel for my Smith & Wesson 41. The 7-inch barrel is hilarious. The compensator is hilarious. But there are 5.5-inch barrels available for those guns, so I bought one that was used on Gunpost. Costed $300, but whatever. And it's a bull barrel, and the difference in weight is insane. I swear it weighs more than the 7-inch barrel. It's got more meat on each side, so it's not a skinny barrel. It's actually the same width as the frame, versus the 7-inch barrel is actually skinnier side to side than the actual frame. So this is wider, and obviously it's got that full underlug, and it's just a heavy barrel. I decided to desecrate them, and I put a little nail polish on the front sight, and it's crazy. I'm surprised by how much I'm enjoying that. So maybe I'll get a membership at CDTSA also. So I'll have a membership at every range in Calgary that's worth a damn. That's been that. PAL courses are going strong. This summer slowed down. I noticed a slowdown. Not sure if that was. We were speculating with a couple of people that this is the first true real summer, because the summers where I started teaching PAL courses were all COVID summers, so people just were sitting inside doing fuck all. So maybe
there was also for a bunch of COVID, they were, at least here, they told them you can't run courses. Like they shut courses down.
No, here,
So there was
we didn't shut that shit down at all here.
No, here they shut shit down. So there was a massive backlog because there was like a couple months where you just could not, like they were not allowed to run PAL courses.
Yeah. It's just fun. It's been good. Things are picking up, I think, again. I think in the fall, should things get better. And yeah. What else? I think that's it. Okay. Has anything happened?
Not really. I don't want to talk politics. Liberals are doing poorly. It's good news.
Is it? Is it though?
It is.
Because if they're doing poorly, it still doesn't translate to there becoming an election any sooner, unfortunately.
Maybe they will, maybe they don't. With any luck, they do.
I don't know. I was hoping Trudeau would try and pull the plug on a last-ditch election before the Conservatives get like 5 more guaranteed seats, but the Conservatives are polling almost in majority territory now. Trudeau, it's I don't know. I don't know anymore. And Singh's not gonna fucking.
Yeah, they're not gonna do anything.
The thing with that, I gotta hope, is the NDP's got to be looking at Singh right now and going. Traditionally, when the Liberals are down in the polls, the NDP are the primary beneficiaries. The NDP are down in the polls now as well.
Mm-hmm.
The NDP's got to be looking at Singh and going, "You are holding us back," and that's about the only thing we can really hope for is they get rid of him. But the problem is, then it's going to take them months to choose a new leader, and they're not going to want an election
Oh my
without a
god!
leader.
You do that poor barrel. Holy shit!
Fucking things rust so bad, man.
Why aren't you pissing
black
down the
powder's
barrel?
corrosive.
Huh?
Why aren't you pissing down the barrel?
I oiled this thing. I had a valve stall.
Do you not remember your PAL course? Are you pouring boiling hot water with soap down the barrel?
Man, no. Fucking boiling hot water.
Yeah, black powder.
Bitch,
is
you're gonna have
gross.
to teach that.
I
What are
forgot
you
that.
fucking shit about mouthing it? You're gonna have to teach that.
I don't
There's-
recall that being taught in my PAL course. I
There
didn't give a
are
shit.
2 whole ass chapters in the course about muzzle loaders.
I swear I don't remember them talking about that. But then again, I haven't done the license course in 15 years.
2 whole chapters spent, a full hour out of 8 spent on that.
All for something that most people don't give half a shit about.
Yeah. Oh, that is so nasty. You cleaned it and it still came out like that.
And it feels like
Still
when I used to shoot
brown. It's
corrosive
like
out of my
wiping a poop, right?
SVTs. Like
Yeah.
out of my SVT and my Mosin and all that, when I used to shoot corrosive, you'd clean it and you wait like a week, you go clean it again, and it's just as disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, these do basically the same thing.
I just use glorious Chinese ball ammo that may or may not be corrosive. I just keep getting lucky with the non-corrosive shit.
Well, yeah, the Rinko Red Box 7.62x39 has been non-corrosive for me, which has been good.
So far.
It's a waiting game. You're gonna get a corrosive batch.
Yeah, and then I'll not know, and then my Type 81 will dissolve into nothingness.
No, they have chrome line bores. Nobody cares.
You say that. My Talker had a chrome line bore. I didn't catch that it was rusting for like a month, and the fucking bore is black as shit now.
You should use that stuff that
pitted,
Granddaddy uses, that bore scrubber shit that he posted. Apparently, it cleaned up a rusty barrel and chamber and no problem.
I mean, I cleaned the rust out. It's just the problem is now when I look down the bore, it used to shine, and now it doesn't. So
That'll make it shine, baby. It'll make it shine.
I don't know if it will. It's not going to bring back the chrome lining that's been eaten through, you know.
Whatever.
How did
Okay,
it
so
eat through the chrome lining.
I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure they chrome lined Talker barrels, didn't they?
No, they sure
okay,
didn't.
well.
And they rust like right away. I know, mine rust.
Yeah. I had managed to avoid having that one rust despite running corrosive through it until one day.
here's a question for you. What should I fucking run at 3-gun? Like, I've got...
lever
this
action.
is one thing that I did want to share.
Run a lever action 30-30 and the largest hat you can.
I disagree. I would say run something that lets you go fast so you can have fun.
You say that as if he's not going to have fun wearing like a sombrero that's 14 feet wide with a lever action.
Adriel, present my shit.
Well, you'll have to, like you just. Oh no, you got something there. Okay.
Yeah. Should I spend the money and gamerify my Glock?
Jesus Christ, that's expensive.
Nope. No matter how you gamerify your Glock, it'll never be as good as your Shadow.
I don't know, man.
I know. I have a gamified Glock right here, and I have a Shadow right here, and I shoot the Shadow instead of the Glock all the time.
But Mac compatibility, bro. I can use my PCC Max and the Shadow.
See,
and the
Oh,
Glock.
yeah, that's true.
What's funny about that? I shoot my 226 more than my Shadow.
Why?
Because
I
he's a
just
fucking
prefer it.
moron. Yeah, you're just wrong. That's why.
Whatever. I prefer my 226 to my Shadow. I also still need to replace the fiber optic that broke in the front sight. I mean, I have not bothered.
So the reason that I
roll
asked
that
about
stuff.
this trigger is because I was in Black Box Customs getting a quote to put a red dot on that new barrel that I got for the Model 41. It's going to cost $800 just to do the cutting and the research and development. And and that's before the optics. So I'm inclined to not do that and instead spend those $800 on literally anything else. And when I was at Black Box Customs, I was finger fucking some of their gamer pistols, and I picked up a Glock 17 that was all done up. I made sure that it was unloaded, and I pulled the trigger, and I nearly shit my pants because I couldn't believe it. It did not feel like garbage ass Glock trigger. It felt like a good single action trigger. And I was like, what in the fuck is in this gun? And it was this, a Timney Alpha Competition Series Glock trigger. I couldn't understand how a Glock trigger could feel as good as a good single action trigger. And don't get me wrong, it's no Shadow 2 or Shadow 1, but it's like a good duty single action trigger on a double action single action gun.
I mean, if you want to go and spend astronomical amounts of money to make a Glock a slightly less bad Glock, then
Well, it's that or spending $600 on an optic ready slide for the Shadow 2.
Why don't you just shoot your Shadow 2 with irons?
I am.
Do you prefer the red dot?
I don't know if I'm just drinking the Kool-Aid, but everybody says that it should be better. I'm used to irons, but the point has been made is like, yeah, if you put 20,000 rounds through iron sights and 1,000 through a red dot on a pistol, which one are you going to be better with?
optics just in general are better than iron sights.
Yeah.
But for pistol, how much
Even
better?
even for pistol, they're still significantly better than iron sights.
Yeah.
That's the theory. In practice, I have yet to find that. The only thing that pisses me off, the thing that really pisses me off about the red dot, is that the presentation has to be perfect.
That's a good thing though, because that teaches you to better get a better draw and get a better index on the gun. Like you can rely on the iron sight to bail you out because you'll see that front sight and you'll track it on the way out. But with the red dot, you can't. So there's good and bad to that. I still hate them for that reason.
Yeah.
I suppose it can also depend on the reticle you get, because if you get one with the big ass fucking
No,
circle and one with tiny in the middle,
my
get-
Holosun 508T has the donut of death, and it's supposed to do exactly what you described.
A Seymour would give you like a lot more. A Seymour you is a bigger like competition dot. That's not a slide ride though. That's a saddle mount. That's a big bad red dot.
But then there's also just a matter of
so red dots. Okay, so for those of you that don't know, you can put a pistol. You can put a dot on a pistol. There are two ways you can mount it to the frame so that it doesn't reciprocate with the slide, or you can mount it on the slide and it reciprocates with the slide every time you pull the trigger. With that comes two issues: durability. Like you have to build those optics really tough. If you're mounting them to a slide, because they're quite literally getting beat up. And number two is window size. So if you have a very small window on the dot, you've got to just be able to look perfectly through that little window, or else you just don't see it, the dot. If you have a larger objective on the dot, that gives you kind of like a little bit more room to, like, as I'm describing, when you present the gun, you don't have to be that dead on to actually be able to see through that dot. And so there is the discussion of, do you want a gigantic optic on your pistol, or do you want an easier time? Yeah, do you want to?
So unless you're getting like the ones that mount on like the back bottom fucking thing of a Glock that are like that tall off the thing, skill issue. Just practice the draw at home on dry fire, and that's really
I was doing that when my kids were having a bath. I was like, I had the fucking P80, and I was just like trigger and then reset and press
and that's really all it is you pick, like, for me, there's a doorknob on a closet. I go and point it at the doorknob on the closet and practice draw, point, click, draw, point, click until I can get that dot consistently with it. And it is just a matter of training and knowing how do you bring that up to get it to where that dot is going to be where you want it to be, or at least where you can easily find it to get it where you want it to be. It's all just a matter of getting used to it. Because even with a normal pistol with iron sights, you still have to get used to that draw, or you can have the sights pointing too far up, too far down, and you're looking around for it. No matter what gun it is, you got to practice that draw so that when you bring it up, it's on where you want it to be, or close enough to where you want it to be that you can get it where you want it to be quickly. So even irons, you got to practice that. It's just red dot. You just got to practice it. And when you practice
Dry
it, the
fire
red dot
in the basement.
and when you practice it, the red dot's easier to get tighter groups with. Like a pistol has an inherent accuracy. When people say that an optic makes a gun more accurate, yes, they're wrong. The gun has inherent accuracy. It doesn't actually make it more accurate, but it makes it easier for you to unlock the accuracy potential of the gun.
Yeah. So, do I gamify that Glock? Do I drop a $300 trigger in it? Actually, it's not even going to be that Glock. It's going to be the P80.
I see what you got on the bottom there. This is slender. Putting words in my mouth.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say, does it show up in the stream? But it does. It does show up in the stream.
Sure does. Yeah.
Okay, so that's question one. Question two: what rifle? Okay, I got an RDB. I got the J180. I got the Lynx 180. I got, and I got the PCC, the Charger. That Charger, let me tell you, it just runs. It runs and it runs and it runs, and it uses 9mm, and pistol dots are based. Yes. Interesting. I have a pistol dot on that Charger right now because it's just so tiny.
I mean, that one you could mount like a full size on it, and it would be kind of silly.
Oh no, I fucking put my Aimpoint Pro on it for shits and giggles. Like the optic looks like a fucking Coke can sitting on top of a tiny little submachine gun looking thing. So what to run there? So the PCC has been basically proven to work exactly the way that it should in these competitions. The RDB works, but it's a bullpup, so it's got its own stupidity to.
They're fine.
Accentuate.
They're fine. You've got a hot shit 3-gun shooter down there named Taylor who shoots with the RDB, and he dominates with his. Yeah. He's a lefty as well.
It's not by choice. It's because of my eyes.
I mean, it's because you refuse to get glasses or contacts.
No, it's just this is an above average eye. This is a perfectly normal eye. This is better. The brain with that eye, so that's what I'm saying.
Oh, I'm left eye dominant, so like when I pull up the pistol, it's under.
Yeah, with a pistol. No, with a pistol doesn't matter. I shoot right-handed with a pistol because I'm right-handed. But with rifles, I have to go left. I have to, or else I play the fucking pirate game.
It's okay with rifles. It's terrible for shot because that's what I do. For shotguns, it's terrible because you have to keep your eyes open and then close them just as you like take your shot to make sure that you're not like using the wrong.
You should have learned how to shoot left, scrub.
Too late, man. I got like hundreds of thousands of rounds through my guns. It's too late. It's too
imagine though, if you could do both.
Too late. With my bow, I just started left and I just shoot left on my bow.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm just right eye dominant, and so this doesn't matter.
That's what I say in class when we do the test for which eye is dominant. It's like, congratulations, all right eye dominant people. All guns are built for you. Enjoy.
Handgun works just fine for me.
Yeah, no, then I say that in the class as well.
Yeah.
So what gun do I use? Do I keep using the PCC or do I move up to 223?
Use the Keltec because it's funny.
PCCs are cheap, but I would be using the centerfire, the 223, because if you go to a different range and you want to shoot like someone else's 3-gun, you'll have to shoot some long range stuff, and 223s are better for that. Now that being said, you know what my club's doing? They're making it so that your PCC can be your replacement for your pistol. because some people don't have pistols, but they want to shoot 3-gun. Okay, well, you're not really going to do the 3-gun thing. You're going to have a PCC you're going to use for a handgun, and then we're building our stages so that that's still underway.
Is that equivalent though? Like if you have a stage rifle pistol and then throw a PCC in it, like
it's
the
a
PCC
different
will be
division.
better.
You have to
But,
make a
yeah.
different division. As long as they're a
that's
different
what,
division,
that's what,
it doesn't matter.
that's what Steel Challenge does. It's like I'm no pistol shooter, but my PCC times are way better than any pistol.
Oh
But
yeah,
they will be.
they will be.
Yeah. It's like
Pretty much
taking-
ever. That's why PCC is always a different division, because it just will be better than any pistol.
Yeah.
I know 3-gun at my club. They even have a division for manual action rifles, so that way, if you've got just a bolt action 223 with like that takes AR mags, like the Ruger American or something like that, because you don't have a semi because they're fucking all banned or shit or expensive. They have people who can compete in that division and not be just like ridiculously outclassed by
Oh my god,
absolutely
the
everything.
Calgary Shooting Center liked the video.
I saw that earlier and I'm like, huh.
Hi Max.
No one's watching right now.
What's it say?
Maybe they were watching earlier.
Oh yeah, it doesn't even say how many people are watching right
They
now.
got bored.
Yeah, probably.
They're busy
Probably
watching
the motorcycle
Ian's
talk.
Monday live stream.
Yeah, more miners.
Oh, well, that's probably it, actually.
But okay. So if I shoot somewhere else, I'll bring the 223 rifle. If not, I'll just keep my tiny little make believe submachine gun.
I mean, there is merit to shooting the Keltec even at your range with shorter distances, because then you get used to it and how it handles.
Look, my first, I've shot it.
Half price ammo though with the Ruger PC carbine.
Yeah, less than half price ammo.
What's your what's your Glock have on it, by the way? Is it just a plain Glock 17?
I have two. I have a plain Glock 17 with tritium night sights on it, and then I have the P80 with the Holosun 508 and suppressor height irons.
So all you need to do is put a trigger in that thing?
Yeah.
It's already got the red dot on it?
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't listening properly before. Just do that, because then you can use the same mags. You can just have a belt full of like pistol mags all the way around. No thinking, just shooting.
Get one of the 50-round drum mags for no fucking reason, just in the middle of your chest.
just giant.
Yeah, no, that would just be easier. Go on AliExpress or eBay or something like that and get a bunch of the knockoff mag pouches and just.
Oh, I already have like
8.
I think I have
9.
7 Glock pistol
lots.
mag pouches.
Yeah, lots.
I have 2. I have 3 doubles and a single Glock pistol pouch.
Okay. All right.
And in September, it might be cool enough for me to wear my plate carrier, so I actually would have 2 pistol. I would have 4 pistol pouches on my vest on my
Just
plate
keep
carrier.
sticking them in the rifle ones. Just jam them in there.
No, but you know what's funny? The Slickster that I have, it doesn't have any mag pouches built into it. What it has on the elastic bands, there's just 2 sets of elastic bands, and they're sewn together so you can stick air magazines on the sides. But then you can just put something else on the front. Like I could put my Velcro side saddle shell caddies on there, and I have a set of I have a set of pistol pouches on the front right now because I just had to put something on there other than fucking Velcro patches on it.
Putting pistol pouches on a plate carrier seems counterintuitive.
Well, it has built-in rifle pouches already. So what am I gonna do with all this space?
Stickers, patches.
Your fucking slam
Claymore
and hunting gear guy are already on there. So shut up.
Huh? What are you talking about? Oh, there, those patches. Yeah. No, more patches, or maybe like a claymore, like face towards enemy kind of a thing, and all that kind of stuff.
That would be pretty good. Yeah, and shotgun. I mean, I have the Versamax, and I'm gonna keep running that. My backup is left-handed 870 Wingmaster with the 12-shot extension tube. So it's like
Okay.
it's like it's all the capacity. Have you seen the supernovas, the gamified supernovas
Mm-hmm.
with like
Yes.
the 12-shot magazine tubes?
There's some guys at our club that shoot shotguns with 15 rounds in the tube, and then another extra in the chamber. 16 total.
And then there are the mad lads that grafted the drum mag into the fucking into the what are those? The FD12s?
The bullpups, yeah. They didn't graft. They didn't do anything to the magazine. That magazine is not a prohibited device. That magazine is shotgun pump magazine. Now, their
my
semi-automatic shotgun might be adjusted so they can fit it, but that's legal. That's fine.
Okay, let's talk about that later. Yeah. All right. Anything else before we keep a short knife brief?
Short knife brief. No. Buenas noches.
Good night. We might be back. We might not. Maybe we'll see you in December. I don't know.
We'll see.
Bye. Shut it down.